While you're on probation, oftentimes one of the conditions is that you could be randomly drug tested. And failing a drug test is similar to violating any of your other conditions of probation. Depending on if you've had any prior violations or if this is your first time, it can be as simple as a slap on the wrist, and your probation officer simply tells you, hey, don't do this again, and I want to see you provide another UA tomorrow that's clean. Or if this is not your first violation, it could result in the probation officer going to the judge and the prosecutor, reporting your violations and recommending that your probation be revoked. If that happens, then the prosecutor's office will file what's called a motion to revoke probation or a motion to adjudicate. If they file that motion and the judge accepts it, then the judge will issue an arrest warrant, and you will then have to turn yourself in, or you will be arrested at your next probation meeting, and you will be held in custody until your lawyer can convince the judge to release you back out on bail, because you're not entitled to bail when you're on probation. But a good lawyer should be able to convince the judge that you should be released. So there needs to be a hearing on that. If we move quickly, it can be the same day that you are arrested. Other times, depending again on the severity of the circumstance, the judge may require us to set the hearing out a week or two later. All the while you're stuck in jail. And then at the hearing, if we succeed in convincing the judge to release you on bail, there will be another hearing scheduled further out on whether or not the judge should grant or deny the prosecutor's request to revoke your probation. If the judge grants the motion to revoke your probation, that means you will be sentenced to do jail time, because you have to remember that being on probation is in lieu of you serving a jail sentence. So it's a privilege that you are awarded by the court so that you don't have to go to jail on whatever it was that you were convicted of. If they revoke your probation, then the alternative is that you go to jail. And so that hearing is incredibly important to have an experienced, hardworking criminal defense attorney involved with, because it could be the difference between the judge denying that motion to revoke your probation, which would mean that you are allowed to continue your probation, or granting it and sending you to jail.